welcome one, welcome all. We're back at it again. It's been a while. It's been like over a month. Been a lot going on, a lot going down. Going to catch you up on everything that we've been up to over this past month, as well as making sure that we are all on the same page with different things that we've got coming through the pipeline. All this and more as we go over matching you with your favorite gaming genre to careers that match that favorite gaming genre. And on top of that, also talking about the idea of setting goals with the gamer mindset. And we'll see if we can play a little bit of Fortnite on the top of that as well, messing around with the Power Ranger stuff that we got going on. So that is always fun. But again, all this and more as we get ready for the start. So let's go ahead and head it on over. All right. So welcome everybody. August 20th, Wednesday night, chilling out. Hope all has been well ever since we've been here the last. I forgot what we talked about the last time. There it is. Hi. How's it going? We finally did it. Hit the live button, and everything seems to be working to its fullest extent at the moment. We'll see what happens when I turn on my games though. But yes, y'all. Before we get into it, just some updates of what we've been up to. At first, it was just a matter of just not having enough time in the day. Then it turned into a matter of just fighting for my life. No, just not necessarily, but figuratively. And definitely one of those things where, ooh, you know what? I think I was pulling up this post just to kind of go over it. But man, we were in a rough spot at this point last week. And so you can still kind of see a little bit of the scarring a little bit here, but I just recovered from shingles. That's so weird. Shingles that just overtook my face in a not very good way. It was the most horrible pain I've ever felt on my face. It was a combination of just like fire. Your skin is on fire, but it's also being stabbed with like a million little tiny pins. I got shingles of shingles. Shingles of shingles. It was horrible. And Doc said that it was caused by stress and that I should just chill. And I was like, oh man, this is so much easier said than done. So we're going to be taking it easy for the rest of the year, honestly. And so we'll still be doing streams, we'll still be doing content, we'll still be pushing stuff out that I think is important and I think it's fun to make. But I'm not going to be putting that pressure on myself that I need to put X amount of content out per week, and I need to stream for X amount of hours per week. And I'll get to it when I get to it, and I'll put out the content that I want to put out and what I think is important to say. But I know it's hard without the consistency to grow and whatnot. But ultimately, what I'm thinking of is that my content and my pages aren't going to be a spot mostly necessarily for to go viral or to make money off of posts that are going to go viral. Because I don't think it's just that the type of content that I'm trying to make at the moment. My idea is that somebody's going to come across my page after I've introduced myself to them. They're going to go on my feed and they're going to see all the stuff that I talk about and all the things that I share, and it's going to be like, you know what, this sounds really cool. I want to work with this guy. So we'll work on the quality versus the quantity. Another cool announcement before we get into it. This is something that I am volunteering to help with, but at the same time, I haven't had a chance to do it yet. They already had a couple of meetings, and they're already moving forward with some stuff, and I just need to double check on the Discord and get back on track and helping them out. But this is a really cool group of people here in Greater Gaming Society, San Antonio. They are going to be bringing a brand new gaming summit to our city. So the Gaming Summit is a one-day pilot event designed to showcase local talent, strengthen the region's creative economy, and grow pathways in gaming, game development, and esports. So it's one of those things where you gotta make it happen. You want it to happen, you gotta make it happen. You gotta start somewhere, and this is a good spot, especially with a startup week in collaboration with that, which is a really cool, just a whole week's worth of professional development and workshops and training, all centered around the idea of startup tech companies and connecting startup people who are trying to get startup tech companies, who are trying to start up, and then on top of that, connecting them with capital venturists that are willing to fund their ideas and their cool stuff. But this is going to be like a full day's worth of programming, full with keynote, breakout sessions, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff centered around the idea of gaming, game development, and education. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this into the chat. I think it's right. Yeah, let's go ahead and register. Let's get that registered. So this will be into the Twitch chat. So make sure you're all checking that out. This is going to be a really fun opportunity. Another thing that we're going to be promoting as well is this cool fundraising event that's going on through Regiment Gaming. So through Regiment Gaming, they have a donation drive going on. The intention of the donations is to help raise money for gaming with veterans. Let me see, what did they say? Contribution goes directly towards sending gaming PCs to veterans covering travel to gaming events and providing unforgettable experiences for those who serve. So gaming provides a lot of different benefits, and it's one of those things where the more the merrier, accessibility towards it and participation in it. So I'll also share that into the chat, and we'll be promoting that throughout the rest of the year as well. So now, yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at my WordPress blogs, my words that I type over and over again and put them into coherent articles, talking about different things, kind of break it down into either higher education information, the Career XP Guide, which has a lot of career guidance and things like that, gaming for growth, and then our disability awareness. Those are our pillars that we kind of rest upon.
The 1980s was a decade of great technological change. Television viewing became common.
So one of the articles, it's been a couple of weeks since I've written this one, but this was the idea behind this one is that
arcade games became a major industry. VHS won out over Betamax. Sorry, Betamax.
What the hell is this song? Just some guy talking. It's very distracting. So the thing that we were going across with the Gamer Career Match Volume 1, which we need to pick that up. I just realized that we did Volume 1. Well, I guess we could do one volume per month, but the idea is that we're going to go over a core set of different gaming genres and showcase how they align with different career pathways. And so ultimately, each gamer career match profile will break down the core skills, career pathways available to that, workplace personality traits. And we initially started off with first-person shooters, role-playing games, and strategy games. So with the first-person shooters, that's going to be, of course, games like Call of Duty, Apex, Legends, Valorant. The idea is that, Counter-Strike, yeah, it's also, I think shooters in general too, it doesn't always necessarily have to be first-person. There's like a third-person over-the-shoulder, I think of Fortnite and stuff like that too. So just shooter games in general, they're just high stakes, fast action, high speed. Whether you hold the line or clutch in that last round, you make decisions under pressure and stay focused on the win condition. And so in these spaces, those who are really, really good at FPS games or just shooter games, arena shooter games in general, quick reflexes. You gotta have quick reflexes in order to be able to make those split-second decisions. You gotta have situational awareness, especially like as you're playing the game, keeping an eye on the mini-map, keeping an eye out on your health, keeping an eye out on a couple of other things as well. That is a lot to balance all at once, but it all adds context to the situation. Clear communication under pressure. Oh man, my favorite thing during when I'm watching esports is when they kind of cut out the commentary and they just let us listen to the teams kind of jawing at each other, or the team going back and forth in the comms, and you can just hear the adrenaline. You can hear the fast pacedness of the talking and whatnot. It's just going really quick, but still underneath all of that pressure, they're able to communicate very clearly to each other. Hey, this is where the enemy is. Hey, this is what I'm doing. This is my strategy that I'm going to be going on this. We're going to run this play. Communication, very key. And doing it under pressure is very transferable in a lot of other settings as well. Got the strategic positioning and a competitive drive, that level of competition, that idea that, man, I hate losing, because oh my god, I hate losing shooter games. So we'll see how it goes down when I'm playing some Fortnite later. But yes, they can be very rage-inducing if you're not getting the way, if the game's not going your way at the moment. So some career pathways for those who appreciate first-person shooter games is one of your favorite genres. These are careers that reward fast thinkers who can manage dynamic environments and perform under stress. It's like a match on the line. So in those situations where you have to reward very fast thinking, performing well under pressure, I think of EMTs, paramedics, people in the healthcare industry working in ER, or just in those moments. This is literal life or death. I know it's one thing to do it on a game, it's another thing to have it happen in real life, but it's just the training that you put your brain through in some of these cases with the FPS shooting and the arena shooters, and depending on the level of competition that you're getting at. I know it's nowhere near actually having somebody's life on the line in your hand, but ultimately putting your brain and your neurons through those practice of just fast decisions, quick, fast decisions, it helps. So EMTs, military, law enforcement, definitely see a lot of the military trying to recruit in those Call of Duty events and things of that nature. Air traffic control, when you talk about communication under pressure, especially nowadays. Event management, especially when you talk about the situational awareness, strategic positioning, stock trading, day trading, especially the way stock trading used to be. Like I used to watch clips from the stock market like in the 80s, and you just see people like, buy, sell, and it's just like, and people are just on their phone now. It's just they do it all on a map. Esports coach or analyst, if your brain works that quickly and you have the situational awareness, competitive drive, instill that into your peers, instill that into others as an esports coach or an analyst. For those with FPS as your top gaming genre, are confident, action-oriented, and thrive with clear goals and fast feedback. You prefer fast-moving environments and often take the lead during critical situations. Bold and decisive, risk-tolerant but calculated, tactical mindset with leadership potential and strong under pressure. So if you are a first-person shooter in general, shooter games are your favorite games, is this you? Does it seem accurate? Next we moved on to role-playing games, RPGs. Those would be things like The Witcher, Final Fantasy, Mass Effect, Skyrim, Baldur's Gate, These are things that just require a lot of strategy behind these. I know we'll have some strategy games that we're going to talk about in just a little bit, but this is more of like long term. You're planning things down that are going to be, especially when you talk about like going on skill trees and developing particular areas one over the other, and it's really based on preference of what you'd like to have your character focused around. But ultimately, if you're drawn to stories, side quests, and building the perfect skill tree, chances are you are the thoughtful strategist in your group. RPG players are curious, empathetic, and long-term thinkers. Got the long game in mind. Even though we get bogged down with so many side quests, I think of Assassin's Creed. Oh my gosh, I can spend hours and hours and hours playing the game without actually moving forward in the story. So core skills developed for RPG players. RPGs reward patience, narrative thinking, and emotional intelligence. You're often making moral decisions, managing complex systems, and investing in long-term growth. Those can be very helpful in a lot of different career paths, especially that sense of emotional intelligence. I don't know what it is in RPGs, like, I cannot be, like, especially like in those games where you have to choose, like, oh, you're going to go down the evil route or you're going to go down the virtuous route. I always go down the virtuous route, but then ultimately I want to beat the game under the evil route just to see what the storyline, how they differ and whatnot, but man, making evil choices in a video game, I don't know why that bothers me still. Like, I feel bad for these virtual characters that I'm ruining their lives and whatnot. And so core skills developed as RPG. Hey yo, welcome to the Academy, Marvel J. What happened to mine? Thank you for joining on in. How you doing? We're just chilling out here talking about gamer genres and how they match to different careers. And now we're talking about RPGs and the core skills that are developed for those who have RPGs as your favorite gaming genre. What is your favorite gaming genre? Mine is the shooters. That's why I kind of started off with that one, whether it be first-person shooters or arena shooters over the shoulder, Fortnite, stuff like that. But yeah, the core skills developed with RPGs: narrative comprehension, finding the story amongst all of the little trivial things that go along with it. What's the overarching story of the work that we're going through? Critical thinking and planning is a really big core skill. That critical thinking, honestly, is one of those top 2 skills that most employers across all industries, across all businesses, are saying that college graduates are lacking this. So getting really, really good at RPG games can definitely get you into that space where the critical thinking skills can come into play. And honestly, I've had that happen to me at work, because these are like funny, like just team building exercises, what if exercises. I still remember this one because the idea was, oh, you're stuck on the moon and you get these tools and you got to figure out how you're going to get off. Well, like, what are you going to prioritize as what's most important? And I was arguing with my coworkers because they're like, you would need a compass if you're on the moon and you're lost, you don't know where to go. You're going to need a compass. And I was like, a compass isn't going to work on the moon because there's no gravity and blah, 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 blah. And then we were just going back and forth. And then sure enough, I was right. And yeah, but ultimately the stuff that I was saying, even though people didn't really understand what I was talking about, that critical thinking involved, because in the survival games that I've been a part of, and not even just regular survival games, but just like Outer Worlds and being in, so I don't know what it is. It's just, yeah, the critical thinking skills that are involved in problem solving in video games can overlap into real life sometimes. Emotional intelligence goes a long way, especially being a good leader. But emotional intelligence, also understanding the strengths, understanding your weaknesses, how to leverage your strengths and develop your weaknesses over time. If you're good at RPGs, you should have some relatively good emotional intelligence. Character building and growth mindset. So as you're developing that skill tree, you have an idea of what the end result's going to be. You want to have your character, be a mage. And so the mage would have really good, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like skills off the top, like a skill set off the top of my head. But the idea would be that you're being very strategic about the skills that you're attributing to your character. So if you have a particular build in mind, exploration and curiosity. Scholastic. Are you a scholar? And so exploration and curiosity can definitely go a long way, especially in particular career fields where it involves science, technology. Things evolve over time, things expand over time, but ultimately through exploration and curiosity. So if you're an RPG gamer, let's see what career pathways could be in your purview. So for RPG gamers, your strengths shine in careers where empathy, strategy, and deep thinking are essential, especially in the fields that require listening, planning, or creating. Definitely a lot of listening involved in a lot of these RPGs. You go and talk to all the side characters just to get an overall view of what's the storyline going on, what's the character development that's happening. Because I gotta know, before I make these decisions, these very important life decisions for these characters, I gotta know what the situation is and the context of their relationships to everybody around them. It helps me. So some of those career pathways could be psychology, psychology or counseling, creative writing, game narrative design. People that love RPG games, that's a big part of it, is just the narrative of the game that you're playing. It's like playing an interactive movie. And no matter how good the graphics are, no matter how awesome the gameplay is, if there's not a good narrative behind why am I destroying all of these demons, it's not as fun. And so if you find yourself really diving deep into storylines and following them, getting deep into lore, making your own storylines, there's a spot for you in creative writing and game narrative design. Education, especially when you talk about the idea of empathy, academic advising, when you come in with the strategy and deep thinking. You know what? When I was in advising, you could almost feel like that way, where it's like you are developing a character, is a student, a person. So I know it's a lot more serious than developing a character, but the same concept with developing particular skill trees, knowing what the goals of the character are in the context of the relationships of the character's lives. Get a holistic approach to developing this character, which is kind of what I was doing in academic advising, just building up my students that I work with, maintaining those relationships over a long period of time until they graduate. So yeah. Human resources, because when we're talking about emotional intelligence, character building, and growth mindset, those are definitely essential skills in human resources that can go a long way, especially not just the human resources that's involved with like processing paperwork and blah 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 blah. This is more so of like, think of like talent development. That goes a long way. It could be super helpful in every industry. UX, UI design, project management, all things that invite deep thinking and strategy. Because with UX, UI design, if you're not strategic with the way you're designing your user interface, you're not thinking of the user experience. If you're not very strategic with that, then all the work that you put into it, the intention is that one thing leads to another, which leads to them just staying on your page a lot longer than what they were anticipating to do so, and exploring other things on their page that you didn't think that they didn't think that they even knew that they needed to know. So that all comes along with good UX, UI design, and then project management, just the strategy of managing a project, multiple facets that are involved with that, the team that's involved with that, the tracking of the end goal. So if you're good at managing multiple side quests and main quests all at the same time, project management could be a pathway for you. Workplace personality. So those with RPG as their favorite gaming genre, you're often the connector or guide on a team, helping others understand the bigger picture. You listen first, plan second, and act with intentionality. You're reflective, empathetic, goal-oriented and resourceful, deep thinker with a big picture mindset, a strong sense of purpose and moral compass. You got character, son. And I find myself often being the connector. I always tell myself, my colleagues, I don't know everything about everything, but I know somebody. I'm a connector, I'm a facilitator of knowledge, of experiences. Definitely maybe too much reflection of, especially like overthinking things that I might have said or conversations that happen with people that I initially feel like they do good, but then as I'm overthinking, it's just like, oh my God, they kind of made a face when I said that. Does that mean that they hate me? So yes, there can be a thing of such a thing as being overly reflective and empathetic. Goal-oriented and resourceful. You know what the end result is going to be. You know that there's multiple ways of getting there. When one way doesn't work out, we find another way. The big picture mindset is something that really plays a big part of the RPGs, because ultimately keeping track of that, especially with a lot that goes on into some of these RPG games. There's so many storylines happening all at once. Again, like I said, you can get lost for hours upon hours in a game without actually pursuing the main quest. Alright. Now on to strategy games, which differ from RPGs, because with the RPGs I think of more of like I mentioned, Assassin's Creed and what other options did I put on here too? Assassin's Creed, The Witcher, Final Fantasy, Mass Effect, Skyrim, Baldur's Gate. Those would be RPG games. The strategy games, the real-time strategy games, turn-based games, 4X, whatever you want to call them. Games like Civilization, XCOM, StarCraft, Fire Emblem, Total War. These are games that it's just like a massive amount of stuff happening all at once, but you still have to be very strategic on a quick basis, on a fast-paced basis. Strategy gamers don't just play the game, they run the whole map. You're constantly juggling resources, anticipating opponents, and planning 20 moves ahead. Core skills developed for strategy gamers. These games demand logical thinking, efficiency, and big picture planning. You excel at building systems, analyzing options, and adapting based on data. Tomato. So the core skills would be resource management, long-term planning, pattern recognition, risk analysis, decision trees, and branching outcomes. So resource management is a skill that can go a long way in a lot of different industries. You only have so much of an amount of a resource, and you know it's going to take you X amount of time to develop that much more of it. And so you have to be sparse with it as you're utilizing it, which is where the long-term planning comes into play. Oh, I forgot to get a water. Pattern recognition comes into play big time in these large scale things, because the moment you recognize that a pattern is happening, you already have a plan to counterattack that pattern that you just recognized, that you studied ahead of time, that you know that if this enemy starts to move forward with these troops, then I have these troops to counteract those troops. And if they so happen to counteract my counteract, then I actually have another counteract because I knew they were going to do that. So, bam, one step ahead at all times. The pattern recognition, the risk analysis, thinking ahead of not just what's the main deck that this other person's using, what's the main troops that this other person is using, what's the main equipment. So yeah, it's just understanding your opponent, understanding their traits, and understanding their typical behaviors, within the game itself. So it makes a big difference putting all of this together. So roles, career pathways. So these roles reward methodical thinkers who can turn complex challenges into elegant solutions. You thrive in careers that demand systems thinking and analysis. Being a systems guy, being a process guy, which I've been called multiple times, being able to see the process is really helpful for understanding the big picture, because once you can understand the big picture and the process, and you can start evaluating the process, seeing where things might need some improvement, there's some gaps in the process as a whole, so this is where we need to start filling those gaps here and there. So understanding the process as a whole versus just a bunch of individual jobs, a bunch of individual duties, not always as easy to do as you would think. And if it is easy to do, then these are some career pathways that you should probably be thinking of. Data analysis, business intelligence, engineering, operations. Again, we're talking about turning complex challenges into elegant solutions. These real-time strategy games, finance, budgeting. That is real-time strategy right there. Logistics and supply chain, definitely seeing the system, the overall big picture in mind, not just focusing on one aspect of the overall logistics and supply chain, but yeah, you got to keep it all in mind. Political science or urban planning. Oh my gosh, those people are so methodical in their thought processes, especially with the political science. All the politicians out there playing the game of chess with our lives. When we have system design, either game or tech. So again, methodical thinkers, complex challenges, working on complex challenges. And so in the workplace, real-time strategy games are your favorite genre, in the workplace, you're the mastermind archetype. Someone who brings order to chaos. You thrive when given the tools to plan and the space to execute. So given the empowerment to be like, you know what, do what you got to do, analyze the situation, and attack as needed. So you're analytical and structured in your approach. Maybe to a fault, maybe. Because there definitely can be such a thing as overly analytical and overly structured and adding too much structure to the point where it's like you can't even move. Proactive problem solver. You're not waiting for something to happen, you're already anticipating this is going to happen, so in anticipation of that, I'm already going to do this, because I'm not going to wait till shit hits the fan before I make a move. Make you eat your own shit. Strategic with a strong planning instinct. I think that's where I might also be in there as well, because I'm good at coming up with a plan. Executing can be rough sometimes, but oh man, coming up with a plan is fun. Prefers autonomy and measurable outcomes. You're tied to a system that's tied to a whole bunch of other systems, that's tied to something else that's completely outside of your control. Are we crashing over here? The Ethernet is going bananas. Alright, are we back? Did we cut out? All good. And so the match table, yeah, that was all of them. The FPS, RPGs, the strategy games. Before we move on to the next, we can go ahead and start getting stuff ready for the gaming sessions. We're having a hard time maintaining a steady connection. I think that just might have to do with my Ethernet. Look at that. This looks bad. Like, I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking like, but when I see these spikes, it's hard to understand what I'm looking at sometimes. CPU is pretty high usage. GPU. But that Ethernet is just, it is wild. It's spiking and going up and down and up and down and up and down. So, oh well. I just want to get this ready because as we're getting ready for the next article, we won't go too in depth with it. Oh no. This should be all plugged in. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so that's not gonna work. Let's see if this does not get destroyed. If I can run this while I'm doing my stream, because we've already had a couple of resets on the stream, but it's all good. So as we're waiting for that, the next article that we went over, the next article that I wrote was involving setting goals with the gamer mindset. So this is a quest-based goal-setting system for students, creators, career climbers. So the idea is as we're setting our goals, and this kind of talks about the 40X system a little bit that we're having some fun with. So we'll make sure to hit that up in just a second. But ultimately, the idea is that as we're setting that main quest, pop it up, it's gonna keep driving me crazy. So you're gonna define your main quest. The main quest is gonna be something that's going to be a little bit more long-term. But then as you define your main quest, you're going to break it down into side quests. Your main quest is going to require a certain amount of XP to accomplish it, and those side quests will give you a certain amount of XP along with that as well. So think of it as your long-term goal is the main story arc. Your mid-term goals are more like dungeon runs with phases. And those short-term goals are going to be those daily quests. So your main quest, again, is going to be something that's going to either span out for an entire semester or an entire quarter. So we're going to be utilizing the SMART goal method in this main quest goal setting situation. So with SMART goal meaning specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and a time bound. We'll go over that in just a minute. But it looks like we should be able to... Yeah, okay. I've been usually doing zero build. And I cannot lie, I am loving all of the Power Ranger stuff. It just tickles my fancy. Having a lot of fun with that. And so as we're setting that main quest, we're going to be specific with it. So what exactly do you want to accomplish? What is your quest's title? We want to make sure that we're avoiding vague goals like, do good in school. Like, that's such a very vague goal. We got to be a little bit more specific. When we talk about measurable, how are you going to track that? What does success look like? What's that XP bar? How much XP are you going to need from one thing to another? Is it something that's achievable? Because ultimately you want to challenge yourself, but you got to make sure that it's realistic with whatever it is that you're going to be setting. Can this be completed with the resources that you have? Relevant, meaning does this align with your larger academic career or personal growth? Is this the right quest for the season? Really, really important to understand when it comes to relevance. There's good goals that are completely aligned to what it is that you're trying to do, and then there's goals that you can't get in the way. They may not be the top priority at the moment, even though they might feel like that. And then time bound, what is your deadline or time frame? Can you set a midpoint checkpoint? we'll pick that back up in just a minute. Oh, and I won the last one that I got too, so it's gonna be weird. So hopefully it doesn't end up. It's an imposter. What is this guy doing here? Why are you here? Why are you doing this to me? Thought it was you, but you are me, and I am you. See, where do we want to land? What quests do we have going on that we haven't achieved yet? We got the milestone quest, though. I really need that. Weekly, spin bars, crack shields, eliminate players. Alright, we got this. I always like to kind of land on the outskirts of the overall map. Less initial competition, gives me a chance to load up on my loot before I start running into. Oh geez, oh there it goes. What happened? Where am I? I was all the way the heck out over here, now I'm all the way the heck over here. That was so weird. I have absolutely nothing. There's nowhere to go. Okay, here we go. So yeah, that was really lucky that I didn't. That's probably a bot shooting at me. I'd rather have the sentinel than the spread. Ooh. I need some health. There you go, that'll work. So this is rough. It looks like my stream restarted again. Can I give you something from the store? I barely can get myself stuff from the store. I am struggling to keep a connection. I froze out for a second. That was weird. So what is up? Fantasy? Did I say that right? Fantasy? Fantasy? Is there anything in particular you're eyeing on the store? Not that I'm buying anything, but just curious. I normally don't buy stuff from the store, but man, they know how to get me to spend my money on Fortnite, on this free game. When they came out with the Power Ranger stuff, when they came out with the Ninja Turtle stuff, they even bought like the Metallica stuff too. Yeah, I probably spent more money on this game than I would ever have planned to. Okay, we're looting. Looting all the stuff that we need so that when we do come across somebody, we are well prepared. Oh, I need to change the category. Fortnite. Yeah, because I was talking about the blog stuff, but I just want to play some games. It's been a while. Ain't that serious? I don't know, I put my stream schedule usually every Wednesdays, but we might just do some impromptu streaming throughout the week whenever I feel like gaming and streaming and getting clicks. Ooh, that's going to be helpful. That's a good spot down there. This is really cool loot. We don't already come across somebody who's been down here or who's already here. Somebody was here. Oh. Where's that coming from? Somebody's shooting at me. Is it you, Peely? I like this one better than this one. I guess we'll keep moving along. I was pretty sure somebody was shooting at me. It looks like they've moved on to wherever the heck they were doing. I think this should be fun. Ooh, a blue chest. Ooh. That was crazy. The thing was like on them. I know I was moving a little bit, but it's just like I can't understand, like as I'm pointing at them and I'm shooting at them, like the bullets are just not hitting them. Do you need to lead ahead or something? Cause yeah, that wasn't it. But that was the first beat of the night, so it is what it is. Oh, okay, you found another one pretty quick. few maybe updates. Let people know that we got some Fortnite going on. Yes, we can take a selfie with. While we're waiting for this to start. Is there any famous people? Nope, no famous. Let's see if I do not freeze up this time, like we did the last time. I'm flying. This is a quick jump, so there might be some people trying to get up at this as well. Luckily, I see no one. So we'll go ahead and take this. See if we can do better when we come across somebody this next time. That was rough as stuff. Drink up with the slips. What's up with these little robots? I don't understand. They are everywhere. Like the gnomes. Kind of doing their own thing. Figuring stuff out. Oh. Okay, that was a bot. But it's okay. We get into our groove in a little bit, but until then we will push down with some bots. I will not complain. Take what I can get. Yeah, I see sometimes people are when people are like over flooded with bots, and I can see how that could be boring over time. But man, it's rough to get just eliminated over and over again. So when I do see a lot of bots in my lobby, I know, hey, you know what? It will get more difficult over time, I know that. I don't want it to be super difficult all the time though. At the beginning of most seasons, though, you will kind of run into that kind of stuff. Swing players and people jumping in. And it was only 10%. But you just never know. And that will come into play. Moving my way onto that structure, but ultimately I want to make sure I'm checking my spots, looking up on the ridges, keeping an eye out behind me, and then run. We'll see. We'll try some blitz in a little bit too. You know, we might even do some jam session. I've been messing around with these cool combos with the Power Ranger song. I think it sounds pretty cool. What y'all people think of that? Okay, nobody in sight. See, sometimes there's some big chests up in these tent thingies. Regular one. Usually just like to move from one structure to the next structure to the next. Generally do not like running around out in the open. Should have been here. Usually when I see stuff like that, when it looks like a door has been open not too long ago, keeping an eye out around to see maybe if whoever opened that door might still be in the Persona. Trying to see if we can get an overview, maybe catch somebody off guard. See nobody. Bing bong. Never have enough ammo. Well, I guess you can max out, but that's not what I'm talking about. Alright, let's roll out. We're just going to take a nice little drive, scenic view, see what we might come across. So weird because I don't even hear any gunshots or anything, any sort of action anywhere. Can't be completely on my own out here. Oh. There's no freaking way. I can't even see what the heck that person was. See if we can quarter watch to see somebody coming down the street or something. No, that dude was all the way up in the tower, beaming me. Ooh, stuff going down over here. I might just be running into a bad spot. I see that guy up on the ridge up there. See if he doesn't see me. I don't need to go there just yet. Uh-oh. I'm either going to come across somebody who's really good or somebody who's not really good. What is going on with the foot? Oh, because they're probably underneath me. Well, that didn't go very well. but it happens. So we're watching Anonymous 313. That person was waiting for somebody else to pop in on there because yeah, there was once that opens, it's kind of like everybody on that spot. We'll try another one of the zero builds. If anything, we'll try some more of the Blitz. Those seem to be a little bit more fast paced. You want that chicken? The doggy? Hot job, hot job. There's an actual person. I'll try to drop her in on. Oops. A lot of people dropping in on this space. Oh man. Okay, too late. I'm too late on that. That's bull caca. Wow. Okay. Ooh. I'm gonna die. That was caca. First off, I was in the middle of playing the game and for some reason my mouse kind of moved off the actual game itself. That was weird. In the mindset, we'll bring that up in just a little bit. Try to finish out that conversation. This will be the last one. Copyrighted. I wish I could actually get the pictures when I do those fake selfies. See if nobody lands here. It's right along the path, though. I wouldn't be surprised. This is a good spot to land. My favorite spot? Hey. Depends on how many other people are trying to land in that same spot. Stay away. Master. Alright. Sure. Kablam. All those weapons are keep on shooting at me. It's gonna be so annoying. Again. Healing, healing, healing. All healed up. Nowhere to go. Just a lot of shotguns. I'm gonna load up on that. Let's go check this other side, and then we'll just go ahead and move on with our lives. Looted about as much as we can loot out of this space. Here we go. Go find some treasure at Peely. Luckily this isn't too far. It's right there actually. Here. What I like about these Jeeps is just the all-terrain aspects of them. I can go up these hills, not a problem at all. come across some good too, though. Trying to see where this thing might be. Oh, there it is. I was like, this thing is gone. Up. Get the stamina going. And let's get back here. Alright, we are looted up. Ready to come across. Maybe tonight's not the night. I promise you, I'm not talking and I'm just playing and I'm not streaming. I do way better than this. But it just so happens that I'm streaming, and as I'm streaming, my performance drops dramatically for some reason. Just right. Let's try the Blitz Royale. Maybe that'll change some things up. Yeah, it's not going so well. What do you normally do when you're playing some games and it's not going so well? Usually I'll just switch, I'll stop playing, but we're in the middle of streaming, aren't we? I can't just rage quit. And I could. But how entertaining is that? Infused with unlimited nitro. Okay. Go. Okay, he's going better than the other ones. Alright. How is it on that side? Is it freezing up on y'all side? I don't know. Nobody knows. Alright, that was rough. Hopefully that does not happen again. Still too low. Okay, wait. Ooh. I still don't. I forget what his banana is. Good job. Ooh. We're getting them. Just getting into our little groove a little bit. Don't pay no attention to the actual names. Reload. Smooth weapons. Dig it. Oh my gosh. Whew. We'll take that. Maybe we've mowed down several bots along the way, but the most important thing is we got that crown warrior. So we will take that whenever we're done. Let's try this again. So we can keep that rolling. Huzzahs in the chat. So we get the victory, then it will push us on to more difficult. But I think, man, I was losing so much over and over and over again. They were just like, here you go. That's good, man. I was like, what's that noise? It's was shooting me.
I require the solace of the shadows and the dark.
Then further, faster, and higher, and become invisible when you sprint jump.
Sunshine
Is my
destroyer.
Jeez.
There shall never be another dawn.
Ooh, gee. That was close.
Looking upon these frail creatures, one would not think that they could contain such power. One could rule the universe with it. You must find them for me and destroy them.
Oh. All right, we made it. Don't shoot at me, you shoot at them. Let's go. All right, we're doing it. Oh, good. Open the freaking gun. That was Kako. Got stuck in the freaking storm. So that was rough. We were down to the top 3 on that one at least. So yeah, the Blitz ones are going a lot quicker. Okay. Good. I usually just look at the names. I'm not very high. Ooh, the Shadow Ding. Sorry, Frozone. Super Suit couldn't save you. Oh. Yeah, okay. Very nice little spurt of action right there. Got 8 eliminations out of all of that. Still 10 more people left. Let's see who we can have. Oh, oh. Stop. I don't know what that is. Alright, they died in the storm this time, not me. We're almost at double-digit crown wins, which would be the first in my Fortnite career. I don't know what to say about that. I'll take it. Let's see if we can do another one of those. Hot drop. I was hoping to find one of these things. Got him. Got him. That was rough for Caveman there. Okay, we're making our way out of the way from the storm, which is rough because there's still a lot of looting to do. If we come across anybody over here. Ooh. These are always exciting. I know what we get. We gotta see it up on the hill over there. Got a third party then. Well, they are unsuspecting. Woo! That person knew what they were doing. Got a little too close. A little too close to the sun on that one. Knocking those out. Still almost where we need to be on that. I have no idea how people are able to get that full, like, level 100 so quick sometimes. Oh man, this looks so cool, but I can't wait. This is all gonna be worth it. I cannot wait. They're showcasing any of the bonus ones yet? No, not yet. And pretty soon, starting on September 16th, that's when we'll be able to try to unlock the native world. Oh man. So that's all gonna be really cool. See if we can try some ranked a little bit without getting too hyped about it. So the games have been going so pretty good so far. Got some crowns. Talked about some cool stuff. And your favorite gamer genres and how they match to different career pathways. Workplace traits. We started talking about building out goals with the gamer mindset as well. So on top of that, there's definitely a lot that goes into play when you're setting your goals, and so we might even just bring that topic up in the next one. few characters are around that we can take selfies with. These are all just generic characters. So we can find some celebrities to go take some selfies with. Some Fortnite celebrities. This is all Fortnite specific. I guess this guy. Stream encountered an error output. So I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with that because it seems to be having to reconnect pretty frequently. Let's see if we'll go into the VOD afterwards to see if it's gonna be a bunch of random videos. If it's gonna be one continuous one because I know it'll sometimes continue the stream as long as it has some sort of connection. These are so quick. Hey, was that a bot in the ranks? Hard to tell. I'm not gonna complain. So if it's gonna help my rank go up, I will gladly accept. Nowhere. Bug. How the hell is it shooting me from all the way the hell over there? Oh, what is this? Get rid of these things. They're so annoying. What if I'm the ultimate monster in all of this? These things are just trying to protect themselves. And here I am, destroying their habitats and their babies. Their baby habitats. First player to hire somebody. You gotta do what you gotta do in the ranks. It's not me, it'll be somebody else. Okay, we got some good loot out of all of that. Get some more rockets. Bing bong. Okay, so I'm definitely stocking up on ammo. What I need is, there you go, some rockets. You can help put the in the back. on the toilet. Just insanitary. Idiot. What are you looking at? Oh. Oh, we got two? I feel like that was another bot though. Like, do they put bots in the ranks? Am I that bad? I'm in like in silver. So at least I'm not bronze anymore, but oh yeah. Because what happens is I get too cocky with the bots, and then all of a sudden I come across somebody who's an actual player. They destroy me. This guy kind of pokes his head out though. That's when I kind of get my heads up that oh, somebody's here. Because initially I was like, why is he poking his head out? And then sure enough, it was somebody. Right now I'm just rotating. Maybe to Ranger's Run. Continue to add up the cool loot. Hey, nobody's come through here yet. So quick. Neutralize the threat. Let's get this clean out of here. Yeah. Like how much more? Oops. Shoot on me. Where are more bugs? Oh, there's somewhere else here. This should be the last of it. That should do it. So somebody doesn't show up the last time and just destroys me. Whoa! Alright. Now we got some stuff to work with. I forgot which one this. What is this one? Grants shield regen over time and 50 health on enemy elimination. We're pretty stocked up here. This one is helpful because it just got the long range. And we're off. We destroyed the queen. Got a cool badge. Got a homie with us. Oh, there's somebody. I see ya. My car's stuck up on the hill and I can't get over there. Ooh. That person was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Still kind of pissed that the Cuddle Buddy took over. But that's what you get when you hire help, and they actually help. A lot of the times, these AI bots don't even do crap in there. Not the Cuddle. Not the Cuddle team lead. Haha. Oh, oh. Just the one. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Oh, I got two of them. Mid-air leap, okay. Yeah. So that was definitely a person, though, that last one I came across. We're down to the final 10. You're up in a very high spot, trying to take an overlook of who might be down below us. I don't need this. See if this attracts anybody here. Exotic slapberry fizz. Okay. I feel like I have maxed evolved everything that I need. Again, like I mentioned, I do not need this. Interested with that slapberry, that exotic slapberry fizz. Usually the exotic is some sort of weapon. Trying to anticipate where some of these people might be. down to 7 people. Be included. Not 100% sure where they might pop up. Best bet is to get the high ground. Scope out all around to see who might be coming from where. How is everybody doing out there? How are your night going? You're just grinding. Trying to get to that level 100. Trying to get to that White Ranger status. Nothing that I don't know. Oh. He's a fighter. Top 5. I feel like they're up there somewhere. Oh! Nothing over there. Where should they be? I'm putting up on top of the mountain. Got 2 others fighting each other right now. Okay, that just leaves 2. Come on. This is what I'm talking about, getting the high ground. Holding it. Ugh. Hurry the hell up. Okay, there we go. No. Victory! Take that. I don't know, the victories feel so much better on the freaking ranks. If you're doing a ranked area, push that up. Get a number 1 finish. We're moving all the way up into gold. Hell yeah. I'll take that. All day. Every day. I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and call that and end on a good note. We'll finish the rest of the Steam Game of Gold the next time we come around. Appreciate anybody who's chilling out and hanging out through all the technical difficulties. And stay productive.